Hey, hello, Spurs fans. Paul Hotspur hippie here, and the sun has just risen here in Sydney. I hope you're all well. G'day, Wayne. Here we go. We've got people in the house. Wayne's in the house. Thanks, Wayne. How's it going, Paul? Hope you're well. Hopefully, the two lads will actually get a chance to progress and play a few minutes here and there. Well, I'm hoping for a bit more than that, man. I think we're a bit acclimatised at Tottenham to youngsters not getting really any meaningful minutes, are we? The last since Poch went, it's especially with Conte, it was absolutely woeful. We'd have from time to time these poor buggers on the bench, and they wouldn't be getting any action at all. Now, these two kids, or young men, really, I should say, Chapman and Dorrington. Chapman doesn't ring so many bells with me, but Dorrington really stood out in the under-17s final. Or was it under-18s? I can't remember which one it was now, but I remember seeing him and having an eye on him, and I'm thinking, yeah, he's got it. This guy, he looked very strong, very quick, very tenacious, and he's 18 as well. So, I'm just thinking of maybe mad idea time, right? He's 18. Is he a potential solution to our central defender crisis? Well, crisis. I mean, we need one, don't we? We need one. If we're getting Longley as a backup, we really need one. Well, what do you guys feel about giving Dorrington a go in the first team, eh? What do you reckon? I think he could be good. I think he could be good. And see, I know it's a risk, man, but say if we go out and sign another central defender, then we're going to be spending money on that, and then they'll have like a 2-3 year contract, and then Dorrington's just hanging around having a tug for 3 years. And how long is he going to hang around? And I'm just wondering, maybe and remember, folks, whatever I say has no effect on what actually happens. So if I'm talking like weird and wonderful pie in the sky, dreamy time stuff, don't worry about it. We're just having a bit of fun here. But how about this for a scenario? We give Dorrington a go in the first team. And if it's a bit wobbly, then we've got the January transfer window. I don't know. I reckon that might be a goer. I really like the look of Dorrington. I'm serious. He's 18 now. Yeah, I mean, the only thing with central defenders, they tend to mature a little bit later than outfield players. But he really did look good. He really did look the business to me. So I'm just wondering, because we have been dribbling a few youngsters out of the club recently. We haven't been giving them any progression at all. Um, and this could be good. Now Chapman, I haven't seen much, or I can't recall Chapman much because the under 17s final, I was like half asleep. So, but Dorrington or under 18, I can't remember which one, but Dorrington was great. It was under 18s, and he's also played a few games in for the under 21s as well. So he's been playing with older blokes than him already, and he's been doing all right apparently. Dorrington was one of those players, you know. Yeah, I mean, when's our first pre-season game? Maybe we can see what he's like. It's in July, isn't it? It's over here in Perth. I mean, if you're doing a central defender signing, you want to do it by that. So that's my thought. That's just my thought. I know it's a bit pie in the sky, but this is the sort of thing. If it works out, I think could be really good for Tottenham. A homegrown player. He's Spurs through and through. He's been at the club since he was 13 years old, and I think homegrown players just give you that little bit of super sauce, that little bit of razzle dazzle, and we don't have enough at the moment. So we've got to start somewhere, haven't we? And like if Dorrington comes off, that's a big problem fixed. And if Chapman comes off as well, that's a huge problem solved for Spurs, isn't it? Instead of us having to, scratch around and buy a player who's, just a journeyman or, I'm not, compared to a homegrown player, I'd have a homegrown player any day, man, any day. Any day. I think it's very important. It's good for it's good for the team when you've got a team where you've just assembled it from all the outside world. Don't get me wrong, it can be very good and very entertaining, but when you've got kids that have been there since the get go, that's gold dust. Gold dust. I suppose Spurs in the '60s used to buy a lot of players, but like the 1984 UEFA Cup final, the second leg, there were loads of homegrown players in that because we had injuries and suspensions, and I mean they made the goods, and we had some good homegrown players over the years, man. I always start off with Steve Perryman, Glenn Hoddle, Paul Miller. There's ones I can almost count as homegrown, like Graham Roberts, Tony Galvin, but Harry Kane. He's the last one, though, isn't he? Really, Harry Kane, and it's been, we've had a couple lurking around, Alfie Devine or whatever, but we've also lost a couple. I think Mundell's gone now, isn't he? Did he go to Chelsea? And it's tough on these kids because we've just given them nowhere to go. So, what do you guys think? Have you seen Dorrington and Chapman? Would you be willing to give them a go? Maybe at the expense of signing a central defender. I know that's a big one, isn't it? That's a big call. But that's kind of the bonkers thing that can sometimes play off in football, especially if old Levy's got a tight budget. Did a video about that yesterday. Then get goalkeeper in Madison in. I don't know. Could be really good. So what does Wayne say here? Wayne says, "Yeah, I've heard nothing but good positive things about Dorrington. I've heard next to nothing about Chapman." Same here, man. Same here. Hopefully, Plazotsky is next. Where does he play, man? I'm not familiar with him. And like this morning, I tried before I went on. I tried seeing if there was like a sizzle reel of these players. I can't really see much. I saw an under 18s match against Norwich highlights, but it was like the camera was 5 miles away, and it just did look like kids playing in a park. But my the tips I've got for so I was just waking up a bit bleary eyed. The tips I've got for the future. I mean, Dorrington's definitely worth it, and Mickey Moore is an amazing player as well. I mean, it's only two. Alfie Devine, I mean, he's got some, England youth. He's been doing this, he's been doing that. we don't do anything with them. I'd be so pissed off if I was one of these players, where you just get nothing, no chance at all. The more I think about it, man. And bear in mind, right, I was all in on Conte, all in on Conte. The more I think about it, in the benefit of hindsight, when I've taken off my loyal to the manager glasses, I'm really quite pissed off actually, pissed off with him, pissed off. I think he's left us in a worse state. He didn't want to be here. Yeah, no good, man, no good. Not happy with his conduct at all. Actually, I'm surprised I'm saying that. Like Mourinho, I don't have those same feelings. Like I didn't like Mourinho's football either, but I feel like Conte's almost done damage to the club. That's what I feel, man. That's what I feel. I don't like that feeling. Whereas Mourinho, it didn't work out. I didn't like his football, but he he got us to a final, got sacked unfairly, really. I don't hold that same feeling towards Mourinho at all, but Conte, I'm kind of thinking, fuck that guy. It's weird, isn't it? Weird. What do you guys reckon? Are you still up for Conte, or are you a bit like me? Getting as more time goes on, the more I think about stuff that was going on, the way we played, the morale of the players. I mean, the players didn't give a fuck, and the manager's got to make him give a fuck. I mean, I do blame the players a bit as well. I'm not letting players get off scot-free here because they have done this before with managers. But bloody hell, man, I don't know. All right, let's see what we've got going here. DJ Samuel, nothing better than having birthday drinks. Happy birthday, man. What are you drinking? And watching your great channel. Oh, dude, that's kind of you. I'm almost relieved in a way though, because it got off to such a rip roaring start, and now because it was like jumping at 100 subscribers a day, and now it's kind of gone. It's like gone to newbie levels because I did get a bit of a lucky bump there with one of my videos, so I kind of figured it would slow down and go back to what you would normally expect when you're starting a channel, because the way it's shooting off there, it's like, oh my lord, so it's back to normal now. Back to normal. Wayne says, try Dorrington in the League Cup, let them get the experience. I'm an advocate of youngsters getting a chance at the Cup. Yeah, man. So just the League Cup? No more than that? Am I talking absolute bonkers by maybe giving them a bit more of a go than that? Or, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, by the way, Wayne. I think, I guess what I'm saying is League Cup at least. At least, because I thought it was good. And if the player's good enough, I don't care how old they are. I seriously thought he was good, really good. But I mean, League Cup, that's something, isn't it? We didn't even do that really last year, did we? Not seriously. Big up, Paul. Dorrington can't be any worse than Dyer Sanchez, and that's kind of part of my point. Part of my point. He can't be, can he? He's going to be an upgrade on those two. So that's why my cogs are turning on it. I mean, I didn't. It's a good point. I was thinking that. I mean, they are. Dyer is crap. I mean, even though I proved yesterday on SofaScore that that Dyer is better than Laporte, shows you how good statistics are in football. But even if Dorrington's out of crap, he's going to be better than Dyer and Sanchez. He must be. There must be some youth players just scratching their heads thinking, what? Well, I'm better than that. So I'm kind of thinking, man. I'm wondering if if Ange's had a bit of a hand in this, because I don't doubt that already Ange would have been looking at, especially the Youth Cup finals. He would have been watching that, won't he? And he would have seen something in Dorrington, Chapman as well. I think it looks like Dorrington sounds a bit more ready because he's playing in older age groups already. Let's have a look. I'm not sure Chapman here. So Chapman's just turned pro. Let me have a look here. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Oh, we've got to go to their horrible website, which you can't read on the mobile phone. Sort it out, Tottenham. Come on, Tottenham. Your whole internet, social media thing, it's a right old bag of cack, man. And look, when I go to your site, I don't want to buy a fucking shirt, all right? I don't want to. I just want to find out what's going on. Don't put me through the aggro of having to find on the mobile phone with the bloody crosses. It's like going to a porn site. Just piss off. Now, where is it? All right, let's read the press release out for Dorrington, which, you know, I've got to turn my phone to the side and I still can't read the bloody thing. Okay, so here we go. We're delighted to announce that Alfie Dorrington has signed a new contract with the club that will run until 2026. Okay. The 18-year-old central defender was an integral part of our youth side that completed the under-17 and under-18 Premier League Cup double last season. In all, he made 20 appearances in all competitions for our under-18s and stepped up to play 12 times for the under-21s. I mean, that says something, doesn't it, you know? While also starting 5 of our 6 games in the UEFA Youth League. With us since the age of 13, doesn't that? I mean, that's full of goodness. That Alfie signed his first professional contract in April 2022, and has been capped by England between under 15 and under 18 levels to date. I reckon that's really solid, man. I reckon that is really solid. Is he ready to step up? I think, fuck it, give him a go. Give him a go. Just stick him in. Stick him in. It'll save Levy some bucks. We can spend it on all the creativity that people want. And like Purple Haze says here, he's going to be better than those two clowns, isn't he? Stick him in, I reckon. Bloody right. Now let's have a look at the press release for Tottenham site. I've gone back out and I've gone back in. I'm going to click the porno bloody thing again. Where's Chapman? Chapman turns pro. All right, let's see his story here. We're delighted to announce that Chaplin. What an idiot. Chaplin has signed his first professional contract with the club. A tall, commanding central defender. Archie has been with us since he's under 15 and was a key figure in our under 17, under 18 Premier League Cup winning double last year. In total, 17-year-old made 24 appearances in all competitions for our under 18s during 22-23. He also played 4 times in the under 19 UEFA Youth League during the first half of the campaign. So another good signing. Probably sounds like one for maybe a couple of years' time because he didn't do any under 21 stuff. And I better just correct. I don't believe it. Let me see. Can I? Yeah, I can correct spelling of his name. What an idiot. I just woke up all sort of dopey. So I'll change that to Chaplin. It's all right. Nothing to see here. Just tap dance around. Oh, I am bloody useless at this. 20 years career in IT. It's all gone. Once you're out of Moloch, you're out of Moloch, aren't you? I say Moloch, by the way, is an old 1920s Fritz Lang film, Metropolis. You can see it on YouTube. Silent film, but it is fantastic. It'll knock your socks off. Knock your socks off, man. Well worth. Brilliant film. Don't let the fact that it's silent put you off. It's an amazing film. Anyone else? Any other Metropolis freaks out there? Let me know. Let me know what you reckon. But I think it's brilliant. All right, Wayne. Try Dorrington in the League Cup. Okay, we've done that one. Can't be any worse. Yeah. Bit of happy birthdays. Play him in the pre-season. Yeah, let him get a feel for it. Makes sense, doesn't it? Our pre-seasons last year, we didn't What do we do? What do we? Let me. I can't even remember. I don't think we experimented much at all, did we? And all bloody season we've had youngsters on the bench, just keeping the bench warm and doing nothing else, which is really disappointing, isn't it? I mean, Ryan Mason really didn't even give them much of a bash. I think they got a few minutes here and there at Leeds. Was that about it? When the season had already finished? I think the season had already finished. We weren't going to get fourth. I suppose maybe we were going for Europa League or Europa Conference. I suppose, in fairness to that, but give them a go. You've got to try them at some stage, haven't you? And in professional football, really, you don't get that many low stakes games these days. There's a bit hanging on all the games, isn't there? So when do you do it? There's no perfect time, so you might as well just bloody do it. Bloody do it. It's like asking a chick out at school, "Oh, you're a bit nervous. When should I do it? When's the timing?" Right, just now, whenever it's in your head, just go and bloody do it. Go and bloody do it. And then cry into your pillow at night when it all fails. But you're going to cry sooner or later. Let's get it out of the way. My cousins, big up Paul. Favourite Beastie Boy here. Any VWs about? I haven't seen any today. There was one in the chat the other day. Just bear with me. I'm going to get all my nicotine supplement devices. All the batteries have run out, so I'm having a scrounge. This grown man, 51. Kids, don't start vaping. Don't start smoking. Okay, blinky light. Blinky light. Blinky light. Oh, fuck me. Come on. Nothing. Nothing. Ugh. One of them will come good. One of them will come good. Bring another centre back in, but use Dorrington as well. Yeah. I mean, I suppose I'm just I'm just dreaming, man. I'm just dreaming. I mean, we kind of see. But look, let me run this by you, right? What's the point in signing Longley if we've got Dorrington champing at the bit? That's that's my. If we do it your saying, Wayne, which kind of makes sense, if we bring in a decent centre back, why bother with Longley? I'm kind of a bit over us signing squad players. I want to sign players that improve the first 11. Isn't that like what you usually do? Like if you're playing, I know it's ridiculous, but if you're playing Football Manager, you don't sign substitutes, really, do you? So unless if we've got a good reason, we shouldn't be signing Longley. I know it's only 6 million, and the wages probably ain't much, but it's just a player floating around like a fart, isn't it? So we got Dorrington ready to go there, man. Ready to go. We don't need Longley. We're not playing three at the back anymore. Any of that shit. So we got Romero. And I don't get it. People's opinion seems to be really divided on Romero at the moment. I don't want to get into a big stoush with him, but my opinion is I like Romero, and I think you stick someone good beside him, and we've got a good central defence there. So we're bringing a centre back. Okay, good. And then as a backup, we've got Dorrington. Maybe you do need another backup, I suppose. Fucking hell. Okay, maybe Longley. I just don't. It's just something rubs me up the wrong way of signing squad players. That's all. But maybe sign him as the. We probably do need two backups, and this is just getting rid of Dyer, Sanchez, Tanganga. Not interested in any of them. I don't even want Dyer. I don't want Dyer as a backup. I don't want him anywhere near. I don't want him near the pitch. I really don't. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he plays. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like his head. He just can't. Look, there was one game, right, and At one end, he lets in a goal, and at the other end, he has a free header, bang, and misses the goal. And it was in the space of about 5 minutes. So he like net cost us 2 goals. 2 goals. I can't stand him. He doesn't take any responsibility on the pitch. Like Sanchez, I don't have as much dislike for. I just think he's not very good. But he seems to he seems to try. And he did get a bit better towards the end of the season. Um, so with Sanchez, it's more of a skill thing. But with Dyer, it's his whole bloody. It's just him as a human being. Him as a human being. You know that clip. I did a silly video about taking the piss out of it. That interview, yeah, you play for Spurs, you never win anything, and he laughs. I mean, that was just absolutely disgusting from a professional footballer. Sling your hook. Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. How many languages does he speak? 11. Well, there's 11 places he can get a bloody job. So, okay, Dorrington, Longley, Romero, and mystery signing. Okay, I'd be happy with that. What do you guys think? Does that solve our middle of the back debacle that we've endured all bloody year? I think it sounds pretty good. That's starting to sound a little bit tasty to me, actually. Centre back. Plazowski is a defender, very good from what I hear. Played in pre-season under Nuno and was a standout for me. I'm not aware of him. I don't see even bloody Nuno. So Nuno played kids. Oh God. Oh. Yeah, and Divine's hanging around, isn't he? I mean, I get fed up with seeing that guy on the subs bench. Not his fault, but he's always just there, and he never gets used. It's like fucking hell. Surely, just stick him on. Stick him on. What harm can it do? And you've got to do it sooner or later. What are you gonna wait till he's 25 before you give him a go? It's ridiculous, man. He's gonna piss off. I would. It's like, I'm ready to go, boss. I'm ready to go. I'm 25. I'm 30. I know I'm homegrown and come through the academy, but fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake. That's astonishing. Even bloody, look at this. Nuno played a kid. I mean, this is something that this is what Ange is going to get this happening, man. Ange is going to get this happening. I just hope that this 4-year thing is a sincere 4-year. I mean, it's going to cost us a lot of money to get rid of him early, isn't it? It really is. So I would assume he's at least got a year, 2 years before they even think about getting rid of him. I mean, having said that, Poch had only just signed a bloody long-term deal. I think Poch's contract has only just run out at Spurs. So it's not like we don't pull the trigger on it. And this is the thing, right? So we're all happy giving managers long-term contracts and then giving them the flick, and then we're haggling over 1.5 million over Raya. Just buy him if you want him. Buy him. I know 40 million's a lot, but if 40 million's a lot, 38.5 million's also a lot. Bugger me. This club does my fucking head in. It really does. Yeah, Divine, get him on. Get him on. All right, Mark Cousins. Okay, so there's one that agrees with me. Good riddance, Conte. Don't let the door hit you where the Lord speak. Yeah. My biggest beef with him is he has his spit and then just fucks off to Italy and doesn't resign. If you're that shit, if you got this, he just no, man, no. I was so bloody excited about that guy. I thought, especially after we finished fourth, I thought, oh my god, I was getting really carried away with various couple of signings. We might have we're going to be in the mix for a title challenge here. No, because Nah. Strongbow dart fruit. Oh man, that that. I've just remembered some teenage years drinking snake bite and black, and that didn't go well, man. Didn't go well. But if that's your juice, that's your juice, man. Pre-season and League Cup. Let's see how good Dorrington is and can be. Okay, why not? Why not? Give the kid a go. Here's a question: what's Ange like with academies? He's pretty good. He's pretty good, man. So he didn't do that much at it at Celtic because he had to win all the cups. But I think if he was there another season, he would have, because he was getting the youngsters training alongside, so that the step wouldn't be so hard. But definitely in Australia, the Australian team, and also he was Australian youth manager for 5 or 6 years, something like that. Actually, I can tell you. He was Australian youth. I've got my recent. He was Australian youth manager, under 17s, then under 20s from 2000 and 2007. So he definitely knows what he's doing with youth players. That ended up badly because, see, football. No, I call it soccer because I'm talking about Australia. Soccer in Australia is one of the most widely played sports. There's loads of kids play football more than anything else. But then as they get older, they then start drifting into other sports, unfortunately. So you get to a certain age in Australia, and it's not really set up right, and that's why Ange didn't have more success. I think it wasn't, he was young coach, and I don't think he had a lot of support from Football Australia for the things that he wanted to implement. And you've probably all seen that interview he did with Craig Foster, that car crash interview, and then that led to him being sacked. You know, the way we administer football in this country is bloody lousy, to be honest. But Yokohama, he brought a few youth players in. He did it in Australia because we've got a salary cap here, so you've got to be a bit creative with creating a team over here. You can't just buy a way to success. So I reckon Ange is right on it with the youth. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd had I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if he hasn't had a chat with Dorrington, just a few words even. I reckon he might have done that. Here we go. Hi, Ian. How you going? Hey, Darlington FC. What's Darlington FC's nickname? Hey, Audio Artisan. Evening, bruv. Oh, yeah, it's evening over there, isn't it? Donald Dixon. Yeah, we go. More. I saw Metropolis Cinema in Brisbane with an orchestra playing. Bloody hell, man! That would, yeah. You know what? I'll give you a bit of education because finding the right version of Metropolis. There is a really good version on YouTube. But that would have been super cool, man, with a bloody orchestra and everything. Wow. Let me just see. I better mute before I do this. Hang on. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. Oh no, hang on. I'll flick my receiver over to another channel. There we go. Come on. Bloody HDMI. It's bullshit, isn't it? Fucking hell, Beatty, come on. That's the version I like. I just put it in there. Silent movie. I know, I know, especially if you're younger. But I looked at my age demographic, YouTube, because we're all spying on you. So YouTube channel, we can tell average ages and geography and all that old crap. And I'm definitely catering towards the more mature side of things, which is cool. But yeah, a fantastic movie, man. It's amazing how a film, I think it's 1927 or something like that. It's so relevant today. It really is. And like some of the things it shows, like to give you an example, like screens with numbers flashing on them, and they wouldn't have had a clue about computer monitors or anything back then. But it's kind of what it is, it's amazing. So that would have been awesome, Donald Dawson, Donald. Remember everyone, Donald's is like following the end story. So we've got a little bit of Donald at the moment at Spurs. Hopefully we'll get a bit more Donald, but a little bit of Donald's better than no Donald. Cold turkey tonight here, I know, man. I'll start going dizzy. It's pathetic, but that's the way it is. Qatari's just bought United. Is that? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. If I just type in Man United, that's going to be top, isn't it? News. What we see here? Deadline has passed. New owners expected in 2 weeks, although that was 2 days ago. You'd think. I'm not seeing a confirmation here. Who's saying that? Who's saying that, man? See, I don't trust a lot of the news. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but whether it's been finalised or not, that's what I think. I'll try the nicotine puffs one more time. Here we go. Sometimes you get lucky. No. 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 Oh, well, there you go. Do you think all teams should have a percentage of youth team players in the matchday squad? Oh, I don't know about enforcing it. I think it just makes sense. But a quota system, I'm not sure. I kind of see what you're getting at, though. Because the Premier League is just becoming Football Manager for a lot of teams, isn't it? And it probably would be good for the domestic team, because that's one thing that all this Premier League. When I was watching, pretty much bloody. I think Tottenham Hotspur were the first club to sign overseas players. That was 1978, and look where we are now. Most teams have got one or two English players in them, and I'm not saying this from a bloody xenophobic point of view. Hang on, I've got to blow my nose. Let's just put a bit of mute on here because you don't want to hear this. Yeah, not saying it from a xenophobic point of view. I just think, when you're growing up somewhere, you want to and you want to weigh out or you want to play football. If you're born in England these days, you're kind of up against it, aren't you? Because you've got all this competition coming in from overseas. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's so if that's where you're coming from, yeah. I mean, but we got free trade and all that. I could see it though in the future that the English football team is going to get worse and worse and worse. I think we're kind of limping along at the moment. I mean, we've got a horrible manager at the moment, really, haven't we? It's a horrible manager. The number of times he's bottled things at England. I knew he was a bottler when not last World Cup, the World Cup before. I think we were playing Belgium in the group stages, and if we stuffed it up, we'd somehow end up in the easier side of the draw. And if we beat Belgium, we'd end up in the harder side of the draw. So Gareth sticks out, loads of a changed team. And I think we drew or lost and ended up in the easier half of the draw. And that to me is unacceptable. As Conte would say, unacceptable. It's unacceptable to, play the percentages in the World Cup. You don't do that, man. If you want to win it, you're going to end up playing the best teams at some stage. because the World Cup, I'll tell you, the World Cup is one of those tournaments where I think you've got to win 7 games on a. If you win 7 games on a trot, you win the World Cup. And the team that wins the World Cup is always the best team, no doubt about it. It's not where you can kind of fluke it a little bit, which maybe has happened with the Euros a couple of times. World Cup, the best team wins. And if you start being scared and running away, you're just not going to win. Anyway. Audio Sawyers, Piscozzi, Fagan, Walcott, and Lyons Foster. One of them must be worth a shot. I mean, you're well up on it more than me, mate. Maybe I don't like I said, the only two that stuck out for me because I don't really see much youth football at Dorrington and Mikey Moore, but he needs a couple more years. But you know, I think Mikey Moore's 16, so maybe one more year and he might be ready. He was that good. You know, there seems to be a bit of an. I seem maybe other teams have this attitude as well, but I do see Spurs fans saying things more like he's young, he's not, you know, give him more time or whatever. No one here, of course. This is the top echelon of Spurs fans where no one is ridiculous. But I'll tell you, Stevie Perryman, 17. And was he 17 or 19? 17. Might have been 19. Can't remember when he made his debut now. Steve Perryman. Let's have a look. Either way, it's bloody young, isn't it? Steve Perryman. 1969. 17 or 18. 17, yeah. Playing career. Born in Ealing. Blah, blah, blah. Don't say. I think he was 17, wasn't he? He didn't do too badly. So I reckon if you're good enough, you're old enough, man. Which would be evening all, evening men. Dyer is Dyer. Yeah. Horrible, man. God, he's oh dear. Why have the last managers stuck with Dyer? It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I mean, he might be the best out of a bad bunch, isn't he? I mean, like, what about? Well, I mean, especially when you're playing three central defenders. When you're playing three central defenders, you know, and we've got Romero, like I counted earlier, Dyer, Romero, Tanganga, Sanchez, Longley, Davies. So there's your 6. You know, 2 for each position, and you've got to end up playing Dyer, haven't you? But we should have. Yeah, we should have. Look, for years, man, since the final dying embers of Poch, we've needed to sort our defence out. It's been plain as day, plain as the nose in your face that we've needed to buy central defenders. It's not new. It's every bloody transfer window. We don't fix it. We kind of, you know, you know, I've heard Dave Harris, the Irish Hotspur, talk about this, and he's bloody right, man. You know, we get a new manager, we'll get a few good games out of these twats, and then it'll all fuck up again. And then by then you've passed another window. You've gone past another window. It's horrible. It makes my bloody blood boil. So why are we stuck with them? Yeah, because I don't know, someone doesn't want to get their bloody wallet out and sign a fucking centre back or a couple of centre backs. We're poncing around signing Richarlison, and I'm not back. You know, jury's out on Richarlison for me, I must admit. But when we sign in for 60 million, you know, on the one hand, I'm getting my hopes up, thinking, oh, this is early in the window. We're going to sort of power through here now. No, we're not really going to power through. And then I'm thinking, well, why spend 60 million on him? Why not buy 2 quality centre backs? So Richie B, I've got no fucking idea, man. I got no fucking idea. It's been there for years. Does my fucking head in. I did a video yesterday. I'd be happy with signing a goalkeeper and a centre back a centre half. That'll do. That'll do for now for me. I'm not asking much. But if we end this window signing Maddison and Sancho and, I don't know, fucking all these outfield players, we don't do anything at the back, it's going to be the same old fucking shit for another year. Isn't it? The same old fucking shit. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's fucking hopeless. He seriously makes me this pissed off. About time we got the academy sorted. Conte ruined the under-21s last season. They haven't got relegated. Okay, so I know we got relegated, man, but I'm just wondering what did Conte have to do that? Can you sort of expand on that? Because I'm not like aware of it, you know. Like I say, Conte's left me with a bit of taste, but you know, what did he do to screw him up, man? I'd like to know. Piscozzi and Cisse both became full internationals last season, but never got a look in at Spurs. What nationalities are they? What nationalities are they? Piscozzi, because these are players. You know, I'm not. Yeah. This is good. This is a good thing about doing this channel. You like teaching me on. Oh, Stone here. Okay, that's cool, isn't it? And Cisse. Is that Callum Cisse? He's 20 years old. Sierra Leone. So he's 20 years old, and then, oh God, I'm so crap at Piscozzi. How old's he? 20 years. He's 20 as well. Okay, so they must have been in the under 21s, were they? So bloody hell, man. Bloody hell, where did that? Oh God, so we actually got some. He's a centre back as well. Piscozzi's another centre back. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we playing Dyer when we got all these? You can even give each one of them a bloody go, and if they stuff up, it's no big deal, you know? Where does Cisse? Don't tell me he's a centre half as well. He's a right back. We need a left back. Oh, dude, this club, man. This is cool. This because, like, you know, I do watch an awful lot of Spurs YouTube stuff, but I mean, this is really cool doing my own because you're telling you're telling me a thing or two, which is fantastic. Thanks, folks. Brilliant. 4-year contract is a big statement, man. It is a big statement, but we did it with Poch, and we let him go, like, you know, almost when the ink was dry, wasn't it? So, you know, and that's the thing. You know, I mean, I don't know what he's on, what Ange is on per year. He's going to be on less than Conte, I would have thought. So, you know, there is that side of it. But, dude, if we look, I think I'm right in saying, at the end of last season, just before the end of last season, if you include the payouts, we were in effect still paying for Poch, Nuno, Mourinho, and Conte. I think that's right. I think we were in effect still paying for all of those. You know, the clowns at this club, right? And like 3 of those, Nuno was a ridiculous thing. Why are we signing these other 2? You know, that's not the sort of club we are. I mean, it's ridiculous, ridiculous. You know, and I mean, Levy just never takes any accountability, does he? Like when he that thing he did with the FAB, you know, Thunderbirds a go, and he's blaming everyone else but himself. You know, wouldn't it have been? I think it would have been. I don't think anyone would. You know, it would have been maybe the bloody start of building a couple of bridges with the fans if he took a bit of accountability and just fucking apologised for something. Apologised for making crappy appointments. Just took it on the chin a bit. Apologise, say, yeah, you know, I wanted to go this way. It didn't work out, and I'm sorry. This is the direction we're going now. I think people would have maybe, you know, not warm to him, but it would have been bloody something instead of the opposite. Instead of like the north and south magnets coming together a bit, he's gone north, hasn't he? He's gone north. Ah, bloody hate that sort of shit. And you know, and that kind of don't take any responsibility. If the guy at the top's doing that, that's the tone and culture of the club, isn't it? That's the tone of the culture of the club. I wonder how, you know, bloody toxic the place must be if there's this culture, this fucking corporate culture of covering your ass and not taking any responsibility and trying to stitch each other up. You know what the corporate world's like? I fucking left it years ago. I couldn't do with that sort of shit anymore. I couldn't do with it. You know, some of you lot are probably all in it. You know, getting everything in emails, you know, covering your ass all the fucking time. But when you know, it don't matter. You can cover all your ass you like. But if someone higher up the food chain is fucked up, it don't matter because, you know, oh, well, they're higher up the food chain, you know. And that's what Levy's doing. He's setting the tone at this club, isn't he? He's the owner. He's setting the culture. It pisses me off, you know. That filters all the way down. Maybe it's not a surprise you see Eric Dyer going, huh? Pointing at, you know, like David Harris is like the bloke at Dublin Airport flagging the planes down. You know, where does that become acceptable in the football club, man? It's set from the top. It's set from the top. And he had a golden chance, man. He had a golden chance to say, oh, you know, I'm sorry for doing this. Not eat a load. He doesn't have to eat a load of shit, you know, grovel about or anything, but just fucking man up. Man up. There's nothing like, I don't know. It's a manly thing to do, to bloody admit when you're wrong. You know, fuck me. Pathetic. Fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic, Levy. Sort your fucking shit out, mate. Anyway, Audio Artisan. I like what I saw from Piscozzi. He looked solid, reliable, focused, and strong. Okay. Well, there you go, man. There's another one in the wings, man. I mean, that would be fantastic if we had a couple of, you know, homegrown centre halves, you know, ready to, you know, be given a go. Wouldn't that be nice to see? Like in a couple of seasons, some academy players in our defence. We used to have that, man. Kind of with Miller and Roberts. I know we got Roberts from Weymouth, but that'd be nice. Wouldn't that be great, eh? Apparently, Celtic album by Brendan Rodgers and depressed about football style we're going to see. Maybe Celtic album by Brendan Rodgers and depressed about. Sorry, man, it's not fitting in my brain. Oh, we're having apparently Celtic. Okay, I'll autocorrect. Okay, maybe all right. Here we go. Take two. Fucking internet, eh? Fucking technology. It just makes, you know, you try and do the right thing, and it makes you look like a twat sometimes. Apparently, Celtic are bringing back Brendan Rodgers. Okay, I'm pressed about the football star. Depressed, I guess you're saying there. Depressed about the football star. We're going to say it's going to be a big change, isn't it? It's a shame, man. It's a shame that I think it's a real shame that Celtic are going down that. That's like a pretty safe conservative path to go down. You know, from what I saw from Celtic in the last couple of years, they're primed to, you know, if you get a manager, I don't think, you know, getting a manager as good as Ange is hard because I really think he's one of the best coaches in the world. But of that mind, it would be exciting, wasn't it? You know, I think if Ange stayed at Celtic this year, I think they would have really kicked on in the Champions League. I really do. I think they would have at least got into they wouldn't have finished bottom. I think they would have got through the group stages. And once you're through the group stages, you know, all bets are off, aren't they? Then it's, you know, it's the magic of the cup after that. And I think if you bring in Brendan Rodgers, he's just going to fuck it all. Not fuck it all up. I mean, you probably win cups and things. But But I'm right in saying a lot of the, he got a few trebles, but Rangers were still coming back from their financial administration, weren't they? So they weren't really a threat. Whereas I think Ange's treble was that was a good one. That was a good one. Rangers were back. I'm just thankful we didn't get him at Tottenham, Brendan Rodgers. I think he's not shit, but he's just a safe pair of hands, isn't he? He's a safe pair of hands. You're not gonna be as excited, man. You're probably gonna win some trophies under, but are you gonna really have that excitement? You're not gonna have it with Brendan Rodgers, man. I'd rather have Martin O'Neill back. If you're gonna go for an old manager, have Martin O'Neill instead of Brendan Rodgers. I think the fans have got a lot of fondness still from Martin O'Neill, and he left under unfortunate circumstances at that time, which is okay now. And you can clearly see Martin O'Neill has got a hell of a lot of affection for Celtic, whether he's up for a full-time managerial job or not. But if he is in any way, I'd get him in. That's if you're looking to the past. He would be the one way over Rodgers for me. Yeah, snakebite, man. Snakebite and black. That was in the good old days when junior boozing was all allowed and pubs didn't give a shit. I don't think. I was asked for ID once, and this was when I was 16. I was trying to get into an over 21s nightclub up London. It's called Xenon's. And even then, a couple of buggers that were a bit more 5 o'clock shadow, still 16. They got in, and I tried walking around the block, mate. Taking my tie off, trying to look a bit different. No. But pubs didn't give a shit. They really did not give a shit. Whether that was right, whether that was wrong, I don't know. Probably a bit more wrong than right, but it was fun. Agreed, he's looked good in with Bonner. What we got here? Oh, here we go. Hello, Welsh girl. Nice to see you, man. Bring on Angeball, man. Yeah, the corporate culture. And I suppose it's inevitable that's what you're going to get in. Football was kind of away from all that. It was away from all that. Working class game. Go there. You'd have a lot of people doing like factory jobs and stuff like that, or on the dole or whatever. And a lot, and the players had come from those really humble backgrounds as well. And we didn't really think about the money side of it. We didn't even consider all this stuff now. Whereas now, Tottenham's corporate, isn't it? From the way that Tinder match. From the way that Tottenham talk to their fans through press releases and the odd video, they don't get it. They don't get it, man. We don't want to. It's like these corporate people. They think if they admit responsibility, then they fail. They're losers. They've got to appear to be winning all the time. Otherwise, they're people at that level, because that's what those when you get to that level, that's what people are like, aren't they? They're all type A personalities, alpha males, all that old bullshit, fucking alpha male. What a load of old toss. But when you admit something wrong, it's a big sign of weakness, and then the other sharks start coming from you. When like normal people see it as a sign of bloody strength when someone takes something on the chin. And it's so unsatisfying when you see. Let me see if I can get that thing from Levy, man. I can't be fucking bothered with it. No. Where people say we haven't invested in the club. We've just been let down. It's like, dude, we know you've been signing players. We know you've been fucking around with the players in their ear in a players committee. Just stop doing it. If you just say, "Oh look, I'm sorry, man," wouldn't it be great? "I'm sorry, man. Look, sorry, man. I thought I knew what I was doing. We've got this new Scott Munn guy. He's going to do all the football. I'm just going to focus on the business, you know. I had to be involved because even though I had to be involved because we didn't have the right players in charge. I'm pretty sure Scott's the guy who's going to sort that out. I'm just going to focus on the casinos and titty bar sides of things. He can look after the football, and I'm not going to talk to players anymore. I'd fucking love it. I'd fucking love it. Fucking love it, man. But no, we're not going to get that, are we? We're never, ever, ever going to get anything like that out of him. Dear, oh dear. Let me just check Twitter, see if there's any breaking news. I mean, that was quite. You know, I wake up this morning and that was nice to see a bit of proper football news from Tottenham. Here's a quote from Dorrington. I'm a boyhood Tottenham fan. It's a dream to be here, and everything has been going in a good direction for me here. That's nice, man. And there's an interview we won't play that I'm worried about copyright and all that shit. But that's nice, isn't it? He's even a bloody Spurs fan, Dorrington. Stick him in. Stick him in. There's a no-brainer. Just put him in the fucking team. Dyer. Oh, it's just so bad, isn't it? Angie's going to come in and shake it up, though. Angie's going to see that. Because he's probably got the club already. He goes in and he understands clubs. He already know. Angie's not a dumbass, right? Angie's not a dumbass. He's not going into Tottenham for a payday like the last couple of clowns we've had. He's not going in for a payday. He's turned other clubs down. He sees something because I've seen Ange for so many years, right? He knows football. He's got a football brain. You know, Bill Nicholson, the quote, he's got a football brain. So he would be fully aware already of what Levy and the board and all that shit is up to, but he still thinks he can do it. He wouldn't be, you know, it's a test for him. He's not going into some hopeless cause. You know, he already knows that these are the challenges ahead of him. And I reckon he reckons he can triumph, you know. He is that kind of guy, man. And I tell you what, if Ange can't do it, no one fucking can. If anyone can, Ange can. Evening, Paul. All is well. You know what? I think I don't know how long I've been going here, man, but I think I might say ta-ta for now. I'll just put that up to make it look as if I've been, you know, talking about proper Tottenham news, and thumbnail snap. There we go. Draw a white outline around me. Well, thanks for knocking around for me for a wee bit. I'll see you all a bit later, maybe if something happens or whatever. Or if I get bored, feel like a chat, probably go down for a fish. Thanks for joining me in the chat and giving me some exercise for my old talk muscle there. And as always, come on, you Spurs!